So this is a follow-up to a budget builds video on Intel compute sticks. I picked up this from Amazon. I got it very cheap many years ago, and I've basically had it in the backpack since. It has an Anker USB hub, which I just attach using what would you call this? A wrap. I'll call it a wrap. And I've carted it around in my bag as a backup compute stick for if you're just somewhere and you've got to get a computer up and running and you don't have any other options, then I've kept it handy. And I've kept it up to date occasionally. I will update it now because it's the final update for Windows 10. So it'll make it insecure, but I'll just get it updated to that final build on 10. And I also run via a USB stick that I have built in there. MX Linux is installed on that. So it's dual boot, and basically if it doesn't run under Windows, then I just fire into Linux. I don't have a preference for which one is utilized. I think it's the same spec as the Intel stick that Budget Builds was running. Basically the same spec, same core hardware ideas from Intel. And yeah, I'll spin it up and I'll say what I've got on there. And I think they're pretty terrible, apart from being super portable in terms of, you just need to get compute up and running. So I don't know whether you go somewhere and someone's computer's down and you don't have any other options and you need to get something up and running. The USB hub gives the additional ports that make it more useful. Basically, I could get a USB hub that has more stuff on, so like an Ethernet and so on, but then it draws more power. Then you need a powered hub, so it gets away from things. This way it seems to run okay. It doesn't need any additional power per se for this, and I've had it for quite some time, so I'll get it fired up and we'll have a look. So this is the BIOS. I don't know if it's more feature filled than the BIOS that's on Budget Builds video, but I'd say that it's a relatively fully rounded BIOS, not a restricted BIOS. And there's a fair amount of options in there. I haven't really modified much. If I have modified anything, it's just to get Linux up and running. Let's have a look at the CPU items here. So, but it does have the fully rounded BIOS. So let's boot it now. Welcome to Grub, and we've got MX Linux, as I said, which is running. It's running a fairly current MX Linux. Let's see how long it takes to boot, actually. Let's just see. I think it is a live distro. I should add that. I don't think it's a fully built installed distro. It's just a live distro on the USB stick. UDEV is done. Do we get to the desktop? Okay, so there or thereabouts. And I have used the MX Linux build on here. It serves its purpose. I don't think there's anything exciting about the build, but it works okay. It does the job for getting a Linux spun up on the stick. And I'm just gonna amend the boot order so that I'm going to change the boot order in in BIOS, so we boot into Windows, and then I'll update it. So booting into Windows. Okay, just got that sorted out. Working one-handed. Let's see what version of Windows we got on here. What did we set up? Let's get rid of Discord. Right, let's go back to what we were doing. Let's get our details here. This. What are we running in terms of Windows? It'll be a Windows 10, and it'll be so I'm running a 32-bit version of Windows on this, which is deader than dead. .22H2 installed on 2023, and We'll update it. We'll get it updated to the last Windows 10 update. Now I've got it out. Yeah, we're no longer in the Windows 10 update because it's finished. Ended in November. So, but I don't think the November update is on there. So we'll get that done. The CPU's just crushed doing basic work, so same as budget builds details. Well, this is just a response to Budget Build's compute stick thing. While I'm not really looking to sell it, if anybody's desperate to get their hands on one, reach out to me and we'll do something reasonable. I'm not going to overcharge crazy for it. Its usefulness is limited. So I carry it around in my backpack as an emergency computer. I think I can do that with mini computers today. So its utility is there, but it is a very limited system. I think IT engineers and people like myself would always have a use for a little stick like this, and it would be used as a temporary machine rather than anything that you'd perennially use for any purpose. Even as a media player, they're not very good for that now. So it's just a computer that is thrown in a bag and can be run. That's it, really.